Okay, so back to this. So this is move, which means I can move any elements from left to right, top, bottom, center, anywhere, anyhow I like. So I drop it, I pick this one up, move it, move it, move it. I'm able to do this because this is default mode, move. If I change this to scale, I can still move it, but I'll be able to scale this to a smaller version, and it will still maintain the same shape. Can you see that? To still maintain the same shape. That's the advantage of scaling it. But if I change it back to move, for instance, and I try to, I can you see, I try to move it like this. You see what is happening? The shape is changing. I can mistakenly just move my hand and the shape will change. We don't want that. If you want to maintain the same shape, instead of just doing it like this anyhow freely, I just come here, change to scale, and then I scale it, and it still it still maintains that exact shape, though the size is increased or decreased. So I have that. So I want to reduce the size of this now. So I reduce it, then I move it to this position. So this, I want to reduce it, I want to scale it. Now this is still scale, you can see. That's why I can easily scale it with confidence, because it still maintain that shape and the ratio. So I have that. I put this beneath, and as you move, if you notice that you see these red lines are following you everywhere. They show you the alignment between different elements. Can you see? From the left here, this shows that this sphere is aligned with the rectangle on top. You can see on this left, this right hand side, you can see the alignment. The red lines show you all that. Now I picked this guy. This is the line. If I come here, if I click, we selected rectangle. You saw how we did it. We click on rectangle, we can drag it out. We click on line. If I click on line, I can drag it out just like this. But my hand is not straight. That's when our shift comes in. So I've selected this, you can see. Even if I try to make it straight, if I try to make it straight, I'm still not sure if it is straight. Another trick to this is coming here. This angle, this is 3.19 degrees. If I want it to be straight, I should say, okay, maybe 180 degrees, for instance. 180. Enter. You see, that's horizontal axis. Maybe I select this also. Come here, make it 180. Horizontal axis, so it's straight like that. Same thing for this. Angle 180 or 0. So which means if I want it to be vertical, if I want it to be straight, like well, I can select it and give it maybe 90. You see that it's vertical. That's another trick. But by the way, let's take this out. Let's take this out. Let's start from beginning again. So I'm coming here. This is where we have all our shapes. Don't forget, from rectangle, line. Once you just click on this drop down menu, you're going to see them. Rectangle gave us this. Don't forget. And don't forget what we said about shift. Line, we have select line. Normally our cursor has changed to plus. So I have to click and drag now. So before clicking and dragging, I'm going to press down shift so that I can have a straight line. Press down shift and I drag it. You see, no matter how I move, it's straight. Can you see? It's a straight line. Then I stop and release it. Then I move it here. And line is automatically recognized as stroke in Figma. Remember when we had the first example here, when we created this rectangle, we added stroke here. Where is it? Remember, see the stroke is still there, and we gave it 8. That's why it is this thick. Remember? So the same thing happens here. When we draw out lines like this in Figma, automatically Figma recognizes it as what? As stroke. You can see automatically it has created. Sorry, this is it. Automatically it has created stroke for us, and the default mode is 1. So you can come here and increase the thickness. You can see that to 10. So you can see that. So we automatically have stroke. So Figma regards sees lines as strokes. So you select, you come down, press down shift to form straight line, and then click and drag. You have line. Automatically you have stroke. You see, automatically it has created a stroke um, property for this particular line. So we don't need this. Let's delete it. Deleted. So move on to the next shape. Click arrow, click on it. Same process. Press down shift to form a straight line. You see, and then we have arrow. You can see this. We have arrow. Click on it. Same thing, arrow also appears as stroke because it's also a straight line. The difference is this, this angle point. So we can also increase the thickness from here, and then we have it. And if you have this option, you can click on it, the endpoint. You can edit it. You can have this type of endpoint. You can click on it again. Have this circle endpoint. You can have this diamond. You can have it like that. Basically, don't forget, once you click select an element, all the properties of the element will appear here. All what you can do to that element will appear here. So you don't need, just need to move around and see what you can do to edit the particular element. If I click on sphere, I'm going to have a different set of features of properties here, and I can edit them as I want, including color and size, depending on whatever it is. So we have that. So coming to the next shape, ellipse. If I click on ellipse, same rule applies. If I want to have ellipse as this, I don't need to press down shift. I don't need to click and drag. I can move it the way I want freely, and I have ellipse there. But if I want a perfect circle, ellipse, click. Instead of just clicking, I press down what? Shift. Press down shift, then I drag. No matter how much I drag, I still have a what? Perfect circle. Then I release and I drag it down. So we don't need this guy anymore. Take it out. So come to the next shape. It's this same point. You click on this same point still. Then come down. I have polygon. Click. The same rule applies. If I don't press down shift, all the sides won't be equal. I'm just going to have a free form, shape. You can see that it's moving like that. But I want a perfect shape. I want all sides to be equal. The three sides should be equal. Then I'm going to do a press down shift, and then I drag and I release. So I have it like this. What's the next shape? Come to the same point again. Click star. Select. The cursor changes to plus the same way. If I want all sides to be equal, if I want the perfect shape, I press down what? Shift. If I don't want a perfect shape, I won't press down shift. Just watch. I'm not going to press down shift. I'm just going to click and drag. You can see it's not equal. You can see I can't really control it. But once I press down shift, it becomes equal. You can see that. Then I release. Then I have a perfect star. So we have that. If you click on this again, we don't have any shape left. What we have here is place image. This place image is used for importing images from anywhere else, from your files. If I click on it now, you see what will happen. It's going to open up my local file on my laptop. You can see. So I have image. So I can click and drag. Minutes. I have different images here. Different images. Screenshots, different screenshots. So I can easily open. Once I open, you're going to see. Okay, you see it here. Place all. Place all. Automatically, I've placed that image from my file in this into this um, frame or artboard. So I select it and drag it out. We don't need it now. I just used it to show you how this place image command works. So we have that. Moving forward, so we are going to these are the different shapes within Figma, and these shapes, you'll be surprised how different, how useful they are, and different ways in which we can transform them to whatever we want. So now we have this. If I select this, if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4 dots appear. Can you see? These are called nodes. Can you see them? Instead of, you can do anything you want with these nodes. These nodes is just like a human being that has weak points. That's also how I see them. If that's the way we can easily understand. When you click on this guy, the weak points will appear. This is the weak points. This node is the weak point. In the sense that when you click on this weak point, this shape will start misbehaving. If you click on this, the weak points will appear. This particular shape will start misbehaving. It will lose its original shape or form. You manipulate it as you want once the weak point appears. So this one has only one weak point. Can you see? If I click on this one also has only one weak point. If I click on this one has one, two, three, four weak points. This one has one weak point, two weak points. This one has one weak point, two weak points, three weak points actually. So if you select one of them, if you pick the weak point and move it, it's going to affect the original shape. So let's see what happens to square or rectangle rather. It reduces the corner radius and it has affected the shape. Can you see the shape now? If you come here, click on the weak point, drag it, you see what is happening? You see what is happening? So we have this, and it opens up another opportunity. It opens up more weak points. You see, we have another weak point here we didn't see before. We have another one we didn't see before. So let's click on this and see what happens. This is another weak point. Okay, this allows us to drag and drag it. What about this one? Same thing. It reduces it. Can you see? What about this one in the middle? Can you see? Can you see that? Can you see? Just by clicking on the weak point, you come here. This is a perfect circle. Can you see that? Hello, hello, hello. Can you see that? So it opens up new weak points. So if we click on this weak point, we can move. If we click on this weak point, we can move. Then we click on these weak points, we have this. Can you see? Can you see that? Can you see that? So we have that, which is nice. You see what I did? I did the corner radius because this gave us a parabolic rectangle, which allowed me to come here to change the corner radius. Remember the corner radius we changed here. Can you see? Can you see? This is exactly what we did here. The same thing can happen to this. This is like a stretched rectangle. You can see the edges. So if I select this, I can easily come here and increase the corner radius, and each angle is going to look like this. You see that? So that's by the way. That's by the way. See that? So this looks like a bangle, but so select this weak point, click on it. Oh, okay. Wow, nice. So you see what it's giving us. This is another weak point. Click on it. Oh wow, nice, nice. Click on this. Oh wow, nice. Wow, nice. Another weak point. Nice, nice. Another weak point. See that? See what is happening? Wow. So we have that. So already these guys are forming different shapes now. Are forming different shapes. So now we understand how we can do it. Now there's another tool. If you for instance come here, you click twice. There's another trick. If you click twice, click two times, you see what happens here. Let me click done. If you click twice, you are going to automatically set Figma to edit mode. Set it to edit mode when you click on an element two times, especially a shape. One, two, you see that. Done. I didn't do anything to this, but when you are done doing whatever you want to it, when you are done manipulating this shape, you click done. So click twice. For instance, you see the nodes appear. You see the nodes appear. The nodes appear. You can see that. You can click on these nodes and do whatever you want to this shape. And when you are done, you just come here and just click and you are done. So let's see what we can do with edit mode by just clicking twice. One, two. See that? Click on the node, drag it. You see what is happening? See what is happening? Pressing it like bread, like foam. You can see that. So I have this. Done. Done. You see the shape we have. If you click, you have that. Click twice, edit mode. Wow, this has so many nodes, so many weak points. So if I can click on this, wow, I have more. So I can click on this and drag it. You see what is happening? You see that? You see that? So So when I'm done, I can just say done. Now I've sort of created a logo in a way. Can you see? Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? And one, don't forget, when you select a shape, the properties appear here. You are going to have, you see, I can change the color. I can change the color. Can you see? I can change the color. I can change the color. Same thing here. Click twice. Edit mode. You can pick from here. Pick on the dots. Don't forget that white dot. See what is happening? Squeeze it. You see what is happening? See what is happening? Let's see what happens to this. Okay. 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 As you move your cursor, you are going to see the weak points. They will appear. Like I'm telling you to click. Yeah, pick me, pick me, pick me. And then you pick and then you click and drag. So and when you are done, see another one has appeared here. You can see that. You can see. I click, I drag. And when you are done, just come here. See? Done. And you have your weird looking shape. You have that like that. So let's have style again. Let's see what we can do with style again. Press down shift, drag it out. Click on this weak point. You see? Can you see that? Can you see that? Then we can have this like this. Can you see that? Can you see? Wow, that's Mercedes Benz. So I can create Mercedes Benz logo like this. Wow. Can you see that? Done. So I can just create Mercedes Benz logo. Is this not beautiful? You can see that. So I can do this and then you can now come again. You can do the same thing to the lines. Click twice. See the node is appearing already. See the node is appearing. Can you see? Pick the middle. You can see I'm bending it. Yeah, I'm editing it. You see what is happening. When I'm done, I click twice, click the node, edit. When you're done, click on done. Now you might want to have a curvy, edge. Another thing is this: you can to undo whatever you are doing. This is not I don't know, some softwares do have you have this arrow pointing back, undo to redo. In Figma, it's either you control Z or you command Z. I'm sure we are all used to this command. Command Z, command Z, command Z. It takes back, it return it goes back to the initial state, just like you undoing what you just did. So I want to click twice to edit mode instead of just going straight to pick the node and then where is the node again? Click on the node and drag it down. I don't want to have this sharp edge. I want to have a curvy edge. So I command Z to undo. Done. So I click twice and then I come here. Can you see? Bend to. Let me click on done. It's not showing here right now. It's not here. But when I click twice, it's set to edit mode. This appears. You see that? So I click on bend to. Then I now come and click on any point and drag. Can you see? I'm bending this line. And when I bend it, I have these two handles to drag the bend. Can you see? You can try it. You can see that. I can drag it as much as I want. You can see that. Done. Same thing applies to the shapes too. I click twice, come here. Instead of just going straight to the node, I'll just come here and click bend to. and then I bend from anywhere. Sorry, click on bend tool again. Yes, can you see? Can bend, 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 bend. You see that? So done. This shape is really, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just keep it in one corner. So we have that. So we can now say, okay, with this skill, we can create, we can create icons, but not just yet. There's something else I want to show us. There's something else I want to show us. Mm, we have what we call Boolean operations. We have what we call Boolean operations. We have this first shape, this rectangle, right? Okay. Now to duplicate, you press down Option. You press down Option or Alt on HP. It is Alt alternative. Is it alternative? Yeah, it's Alt on HP or other computers, and it is Option and also Alt on MacBook. So if I press down Option, you see the cursor becomes double. Can you see this black cursor? Can you see it becomes double? Can you see? Which means it's ready to duplicate. So if I press down Alt, then I click and drag. I've duplicated this guy. Press down Alt again, click and drag. If I don't press down Alt, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to duplicate anything. I'll just move the item itself. But by the time I press down Alt, you see the cursor will become 2. That means I can easily click and drag another one out of this, make a copy. But we don't need as much as this for now. Let me delete this, take this out. So I've done that. Let me give this color. Because I've selected this, all the properties are going to appear in this property panel. Only for this particular rectangle that I've selected. So I'm going to come here. This is the color, fill. Get used to this. So I can select the color from here. Or I can drag it like this. Or you see, you have more options here. I can drag this one like this. Green. I can, if this is too dark, I can take it up to make it lighter. Or I'll drag it down to make it darker. I close it. I click on this. Same thing, the property appears here. Pick the color and select maybe blue, and that's that. So I can click on this, drag it, and place it on top of this. Can you see? Sometimes it goes on top, sometimes it goes underneath. You don't have a problem with that. You can easily click and right click. You have more commands when you right click. You have more commands when you right click. When you right click, you have copy, you have paste here, paste to replace, copy properties, paste properties, select layer, bring to front, send to back, group selection, frame selection, flatten, outline stroke, use as mask, add auto layout, create components, plugins, widgets. You have all these options when you just simply do what? Right click. When you right click, you see that when you right click, don't forget that. So I've put this guy here, but if I want this guy to be behind this guy, I want this blue rectangle to be behind the green rectangle, I will simply select the blue rectangle, right click, and just come here, send to what? Send to back. You see, I've sent it to the back of the green. You see that? If I want to bring it to the front, I select the same blue, right click, and then do what? Bring to front. You see that? If I want to group the two of them, I'll just click and drag. Make sure you cover the two of them like this. Selected. See, the two of them have been selected. And then I right click and then do what? Group selection. You see, now they are together. But if I don't want to group them anymore, I right click and then ungroup. Now they are no longer together. You see that? So I have this. We have what we call Boolean operation. See what is happening here now. I have these two guys placed on each other, acting as individual elements. So I can easily select the two of them. You see this guy here. You see Boolean groups. Can you see? If I click, I have a drop down menu. The first one is called the union selection. The union selection marries the two of them together. Union selection married to other. So if I select union selection, the two of them become one. It's just like marriage. And the one on top inherits, the one on top is the dominant one. If the one on top is blue, it means the union is going to be blue. Let me Command Z or Control Z to undo what we just done. Command Z. Let's take it back. You see that? Because this blue is on top of this green. If we highlight the two of them at the same time and apply union selection, the two of them become one shape and inherit the color of the blue because it was on top. Command Z to undo again. You see that? Click and drag, select the two of them. Then come here, apply union selection, which means you want to make them one shape. You want to make them one. So because we have placed this in this manner, that's why we're going to have, if we apply union selection, that's why we're going to have this shape. Do you understand? And it's inheriting the color of the rectangle on top. So Command Z again. Let's take this out. Or let's bring this here. Let's make this green on top, stay on top. So selected green, right click. What do we do now? Bring to what? Front. Can you see that now? So let's take this, move this to the side. So let's click and drag over the two rectangles. So we have them. Then we now come here, apply what? Union selection, which is the first option. When you apply union selection, what happens? We're going to have this shape. We're going to have this shape. Can you see? From here to here, go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. You're not going to see this middle because it's going to blend with the other shape. So at the end of the day, this union is going to have what color now? Green, because green is on top. Green is the dominant element. So let's apply union selection and see what happens. Union selection. You see what happens? We have one shape and it's inheriting the green color because the green was the one on top, but unlike the other one, blue was the one on top. It inherited the blue color and it still formed one shape. So we have that. That's union selection, simply joining two shapes and making them one shape. So bring this guy here and bring this guy here. Let's give them different colors. You see, same thing. I've selected the rectangle. The property has appeared in the property panel. I've selected the color. Give it a color. Close it, select this guy so the property appears here, give it a color, click, give it red, okay, close this. So we have this. Now this green is on top of this red. If you click and select the two of them together, you see that sometimes you might have other shapes interfering in this transaction, in this operation rather. So you might just have to just drag them. See this, like this guy now. I don't want this guy in the mix of the whole process. Let me click and drag it to the left, far away. This one too is too close. Click and drag it away. Okay, so we have enough space around these two guys now. So we can now click and select, drag, and select the two of them. So we have this. So who can tell me what will happen when we apply union selection? We are going to have a weird shape. That means we want to make these two guys one shape. That means the shape we are going to have is going to be like this. It's going to come, it's going to, from this angle like this, it's going to go like this, 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 and like this. So, but what will be the color of the shape, of that weird shape? Green, because green is on top. Green is the dominant element. So let's try it. Drag, selected, come here. You see that? We have one shape. Let's undo it. Take it back. Send this green to back. Send to back. The color of the shape now is going to be red because red is on top. Red is on top. You see that? Green is at the back. Red is on top. So click and drag selected. From here, union selection. See? Red. Union selection. Union selection. So we have that. So we don't need anymore. Let's delete it. Now let's go to font.google. font, or we don't even need to go far. Let's go back to Figma. Let's use, I have a plugin here called Font Awesome, or we can use Icon Scout plugins. Don't worry, we'll learn how to use plugins. We'll learn how to install plugins in the next class. So I have Icons 8. Click on it. It's going to load now. My internet is still good. Okay. Icons 8, Icons 8, Icons 8. Where are you? What is happening? Okay, it has come up. Thank you. It's loading. You can see it's loading. This is a plugin. Mm, come on, 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 come on. Okay, good, fantastic. Now I can change the color of the icons I want. I can come here. This is currently set to white. I can click and make it, let's say, black, so it will be visible. I can change the format in which I want. SVG, you can see the dollar sign in front of SVG, which means I have to pay for it. And SVG is the best quality actually because you can easily increase and reduce it, and it will still maintain that same quality. But PNG is also fine. We can still make do. But let's pick a particular icon. Let's pick a particular icon we might want to recreate. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Mm, let's see. Mm, mm, mm. This is simple. Into that one. This also. Mm, basically, we can do all of these, but I'm looking for the one that is not going to take much of our time. Okay, let's try this also. So let's close our icons 8. Thank you so much, icons 8. So we have this. So let's drag this out. Now these are icons. These are typical icons. I mean, when you see this, this means bookmark. This means bookmark. Let me see if I can see it in the browser. Though, but you know what it is. You've seen it. You've seen it. Or let me come here. Bookmarks. You see it now. You know it. You know it. Or let me. I just go to Google. 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 Bookmarks. Bookmark meaning. Images. Mm, no. Bookmark in browser. Okay, see, we have icon here. Can you see? This looks like it already. Okay, this is another one. Like it's a popular, it's a known, it's a common icon. So I believe you know, but just for the sake of this video, I was just trying to make it clearer. So let's go back to this. So this is what we have here. This bookmark. So we can easily create this. I'm sure you already know how we can achieve this by now. It's very simple. All I have to do is just come to my rectangle, draw out my rectangle, draw it out like this. Because when you zoom in, you see it has this corner radius. So I just come here, click on this, and come here. If I apply corner radius like this, it's going to affect all the four sides. See, let me apply 10. You see, this side has corner radius. This now, let me add color to this so it can be clearer. Because I've selected the rectangle, the property panels, the properties appear here on the property panel. That's why I have the fill, which is the color. If I like, I can add stroke by clicking on plus. I can add effect by clicking on plus. You can see that this is the dimension. So basically, when you select an element, all the properties appear in the property panel. I believe you are okay with that. We know that by now. So this is the color D9, D9, D9. So I can click on this and I have this guy. Then I want to make it black. So I can easily come here and make it black. Make it black. So I'm fine. So now, as I was saying, I applied corner radius by coming here and clicking on it and typing in 10. 10 and enter. It has been applied to corner 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is not like that. We want these two corners to be sharp. So we just come here. Can you see this side? If I click on it, it's going to open up independent corners. You can see the message, you can see the information just by hovering, just by touching it. I'm not clicking on it. If I click on it, I'm going to have independent corners. This rectangle has 4 corners. Corner 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are represented here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we want to leave corner 1 and 2, just as we have here 1 and 2. But 3 and 4, we don't need them to be rounded. We don't need them to be rounded corners. So we take it back to 0, enter. This one also 0, enter. So we have this like this. Now, what next do we need to do? We want to achieve this angle in between. It's very simple. From what we learned so far, if I click twice, I can edit this guy, right? I can just come here. See this? This is the middle. I can just click and drag. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? And I'm done. I'm done. Even the icon we created is finer and much more sophisticated than what we have here. And if we want to reduce the size, how do we duplicate again? Do you remember? Press down Option or Alt on your keyboard. You see, the cursor becomes 2. Can you see? Which means it's ready to duplicate. So I want to make a copy out of this one. I click and drag. You see, I made a copy. This one I'm making a copy because I want to try something on this one. It might affect the shape, and I still want to have this precious shape we have created. So I have extra copy already. I can keep this. Now I can do whatever I want with this one. So if I click on it, I've selected it. I want to show you the importance of scale, which is this guy. You see, remember this guy? Now let me take it back to move. Now I want to reduce this size to this size so that it can look exactly like this guy we imported from our plugin. So I didn't bother about scale. I just selected it and I want to reduce it. You see? You can see what is happening to the shape. It's already losing form. You can see. You can see what is happening. Now I have to start stressing. I have to start stressing to make sure that it looks like it. I have to start stressing and it's affecting the shape. But this doesn't make sense. Instead of doing this, let me delete this. I just come here, click and drag, come to scale. Scale. Now I can reduce as I want and it will still maintain the same shape, the same dimension. Still maintain the same dimension. You see, that's the importance of scale. Now, if I want to reduce this angle, maybe bring it down a little bit so I can look more like this guy, I can double click the same format. Edit mode is already set. Click on the node and bring it down. You see that? Then when I'm done, click on done and we are good. That's bookmark. So we have that. Now this guy who knows how to do this already, very easy. Click, create a. You can use ellipse for this. This is not a perfect circle. It doesn't look like a perfect circle. We can't achieve this with a perfect circle. So click on ellipse. To this is already plus sign, ready for us to click and drag out. We are not creating a perfect. If we want to create a perfect circle, we'll press down what? Shift, and then we'll click and drag. We have a perfect circle. But this, you see, they don't look alike. What we need is an ellipse. So we select this and delete. So click on ellipse again. You see, ellipse. Instead of pressing down shift because we want a perfect circle, in this case we don't want a perfect circle, we just click and drag. to form this shape. You can see it's almost like a perfect circle, but it's not exactly a perfect circle. So I think this should do. This should do. Let's make it black. Bring this down. This corner. Okay. Now we want to increase the size a little bit. Increase the size. Don't forget, we have created this shape. If you don't change this to scale, we will affect this shape will be affected. It can become flatter or much more, So let's have a scale option so we can maintain that shape we have created. So we've increased it. Now that's fine. Take this back to move default mode. Now we want to do something. There's this guy pointing out from this guy. How do we achieve that? Let's click twice. Now bend tool. Remember bend tool. Click on bend tool. We want this to come from this angle. Are you sure? I think this, let's click on done first. I think this guy should, you can see what is happening. Once I move the mouse to the edge of any element, selected element, it gives me this parabolic, this bent shape, which means I want to rotate it. Can you see? Exactly. Don't forget that. So let's say we want to have this kind of shape. And let's say this is a little bit wider like this than this. So we don't need to apply scale because we want to affect the shape. So we've selected it, we can easily drag it a little bit. You see that? Now it's looking more like our guy here. So we have that like that. Let's do that a little bit more. Okay, so we have that. No, not right click. Okay, we have that. Bring it down a little bit. Okay, we have that. Now I want to drag this guy out. So click twice. So I've clicked twice. Bend tool from this angle. I just hope we get it. Ah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Command Z, Control Z. Okay. Let's try this. These are handles, right? Let's see what we can do. Okay. Like this. No, Command Z. No, it's not giving us exactly. Command Z. Command Z. So we have the shape like that. Done. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. This shape looks like this guy looks like a triangle. Let's come here. Let's have come here. Click polygon. Click on it. Draw it out like this. Isn't it? Draw it out like this. Apply corner radius. Click on this. We have that. That's it's not a straight edge. You notice it's not a straight edge. So we have that. Let's make it slimmer. Make it slimmer. Okay, now let's click twice so we can bend it. Click twice. Bend. Click on this. Sorry, select the node properly. Bend it. Then drag this out. No. No, too far. No. this, bend to, done. Wow. Let's see how we can patch it. Bend it. There are other ways to do this. There are other ways to do this. We just have to be creative. Ideas will come. Let's make this black. Mm-hmm. So we still need to bend this guy. But first, I want to show you something. So as it is like this is still separate from this. They are not yet together. We can easily just highlight the two of them, click on this empty surface and drag over the two of them. We've highlighted the two of them. Just come here and quickly apply what? Union selection. They become one shape. You can see that it's getting closer to this already. So we click twice. Click twice. We want to bend this guy. No, too long. Done. Done. Okay. I think this looks better even than what we have there. We can scale it down. Instead of scaling it down directly, don't forget, instead of just reducing it, you use scale. Back to scale because we want to maintain that exact shape that we have. So we have this. There are different ways to achieve this. We just have to be creative. But because we're on the fly, that's how we just did this. There are other ways. If we think properly, we'll come up with other ways. Now this is also there. This other guy can create a rectangle, draw it out. I have this, bring it down, increase the size a little bit. Okay. Apply corner radius to it. Increase to maybe 12. We are trying to achieve this shape, don't forget. So I think this is not bad. So we have this, then we now say, okay, let's have perfect circles. Come here again, ellipse, press down shift for perfect circles, don't forget that. So we have this, bring it here. Isn't it obvious what we are doing? Press down option or alt to duplicate, don't forget. If you are pressing down, you can see the cursor becomes 2. So I drag it out, I take it up, duplicate it again. I think it's enough, it's fine. So we just need to increase this size. We can't just increase this size like that without scaling it. If not, it will affect this perfect circle. This perfect circle will bend and become something like this, like ellipse. So we'll press down what? Press down shift and then we'll click and drag to increase the size. You see that? So then we'll click and move it until we see that desired shape. Okay, you think you have gotten it? I think this needs to move to the left a little bit. I think it's okay now. Now select all. See the color? Black. All is still selected. Come here and apply what? Union selection. Make it one shape. You see, just like this. Now we need to do the arrow. You can see that. So you can easily come here, maybe arrow, press down shift to have a straight one. Then we have that. Bring it, increase the thickness, press down shift, form a straight line, increase this also, reduce this to 5, reduce it. It's not really giving us the exact, but basically we can achieve this if we spend more time on it. We can achieve it if we spend more time on it. So we have an idea of what we can do with these guys. In the next class, we will talk more about the other operations. We have more operations. We have more operations. If I highlight this, I'm going to see we have subtract selection, intersect selection, and exclude selection. There are other ways in which you can achieve all of this and create more icons. So basically, let's learn this and practice.